pool fans, and hope you are locked in and ready for some world-class pool.
And it's in. What a performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have witnessed some absolute thrilling matches so far.
And in it goes. He is your champion. Celebration, so Victor Zelensky.
Finest players in the world.
Oh, he makes it. Nice feet on the 10.
Jasmine Ouschan.
Hello and welcome back to the Predator Mixed Doubles Open from St. Johann in Pongau in Austria. We have a mixed doubles match here for you between Alex Kazakis and Kelly Fisher. Oh, I'm switched over tables. Okay. We have a doubles match between the Ouschans and Nina Torvund and Emil Gangflot. This is Eric Orlovsson bringing you the action. Best of 3 sets. Races to 4. If the third set goes 3 each, we'll be going to a shootout. This is a losers round 2 match. Into day 4 of the festivities here in Austria. The men's open and women's open tournaments are down to the single elimination stages now. It's going to be Albin to break, rack number 1. Going from the side rail. One of the best breakers in the game hits them with big power. Ball wanted to go on the side, but it's not there. See if the 5 gets in front of the 1. It will. So push opportunity for Torvund and Gangflot. Torvund will be coming in as the lowest Fargo of the 4. Gangflot, one of the up-and-coming stars on the world scene. Haven't seen them play a doubles match yet. I know they did play for Norway in the World Team Championships together. I believe they've played in the mixed doubles before. Yasmin and Albin have played in many mixed doubles events. Highest finish being the semifinals. Distance push here. Gonna have to slow roll this if she wants to hold for the side of the corner. Tough ball to slow roll. Looks like she's considering coming all the way across for the 2 in the top left. Always advisable to play a little more speed in these situations with distance. Got it down. Ended up on the 50-yard line of both top corner pockets. Calvin will favor the top left just to be a little safer with the cue ball. If he is running directly into the 7 going to the top right, he'll try that. Looks like he's going to. Ball from Albin. And I will say this pairing of the Ouschans has been a little bit less productive than you would expect in these mixed doubles events. I don't know if it's some kind of dynamic with playing with a sibling. Maybe they're a little harder on each other. They expect more from each other. As far as combined FAR goes, they always come in the top 4 seeds. But have only had one top 4 finish of all their appearances. Still going to make them a favorite in this match. Pretty good one, really. It's going to be up to Nina to kind of hold her own here. Didn't want to run into the 10. See if the 5 is blocking. Looks like he has the thinnest right edge. Could play into the top left. If not, there's a problem with the shot clock. Just taking a little break here. If he does have a very thin right edge, can overcut the cue ball or the object ball to the left long rail. And back to the middle. Doesn't have enough of it. Gonna have to jump here. And the 4s ended up fairly safe.
Karam's not really there. Just been a little bit worried about the shot clock. Just a little malfunction where it's resetting to 60 instead of 30. There we go. Interesting to note that in doubles, the shot clock will matter more than singles because you have two minds thinking. And
really one of the skills of successful doubles teams is making a quick decision.
you can see here with Yasmin and Alvin down to 10 seconds already.
Deciding on a play on the 4. Nicely behind the 9. They can play the cue ball to the right long rail, but the 5's in the way of that path. Anything else is pretty complicated. So they're going to go top rail and over to the left long rail. Pretty tough to get safe off this one. If anything, I would say the cue ball is going to play more towards the 10 off the second rail. Not much else here. Got to come real close to the side, as Emil is pointing out there. Ideally, if she can take the cue ball a little straighter and spin it with some left, play into the 4 a little more. Yeah, tough hit there. And the Ouschan's going to come up with ball in hand on the 4. Open table. Torvund and Gangflot defeated Hjelmström and Antikainen in losers round 1. The Ouschans were defeated 2-0 by Han Yu and Wukun Lin. Very strong team there. Torvund and Gangflot were defeated 2-1 in round 1 by Chang and Lechner. Another strong team. Ouschan staying in line here. I feel like Torvund and Gangflot have to get off to a good start. If they don't, the natural confidence of the oceans will kind of take over. Ten ball down, and it'll be Yasmin to break in rack number 2. Yasmin breaks almost exclusively from the side rail. Sometimes plays a thin cut break, really relying on making the 1. Other times hits it square. Yasmin with a quick look over to her brother, kind of just saying, go ahead and try to switch sides here. Albin broke from the right side the first rack. See what's happening from the left. Big power, nice square hit. 3 ball down, no shot on the 1. Bit of a tough push with the 1 being near the top left. Albin's thinking about pushing into a jump situation. I think that's a little aggressive, because if they do make it, position will be tough on the 2. I like where he's looking now. Leaving a kick safe, or a thin right edge of the 1. So they've left the right edge. Gangflot can try to get the cue ball behind the 9 here. Key to this shot is getting enough energy into the 1 that it plays near the 5, 10, 7. Gonna be a little tough to do that, hitting it thinly. Hard to get enough energy in the 1. Yeah, didn't like any plays off the thin side, and this is a smart shot here. Standard kick safe, controlling the cue ball nicely. 1 ball ending up in a good position. So Yasmin has a piece of the short rail here. Yasmin's going to defer to Albin in situations like this. Great shot, executed to perfection. Timed the swerve perfectly, and that's exactly what she was trying with the 1. Class shot there from Yasmin. Cue ball's playing a little long off the second rail on the 2 rail play here. I'd have to add some left spin. Just 1 rail. Good contact. Eight's tied up with the 9. Albin can miss the 8-9 coming around. for the speed here. It's okay. Ideally, if they can develop an angle off the 5 to go into the 8-9, the 6 is right around the area the cue ball will end up if they do break it out. Rails now towards the 8-9. Should be pretty safe as far as not ending up behind the 8-9 with the cue ball. Just missed them. They have another angle to get into it now, but it's going to be tougher to get onto the 7. Going to have to kind of hit the bottom right side of the 9 to get any kind of action with the 7 over toward the cue ball over towards the 7. Just backed off on that thought. Too much risk of getting behind the 9. Considering the combo now. They wanted to avoid it all rack, but running out of options here. And Albin looks like he's okay to take on the tough shot. Eight ball should play across decently towards the left middle. But a missable combo coming up. Be off to a good lead in the first set if they're able to make the 9 here. The 8 didn't end up too good there. They can stay on offense if they like. I think it's a little too defensive just to lay the 8 in the middle of the top short rail. Not really many other safes on offer, so I think they got to go. You can kind of see Albin's body language there. No other options. See if Yasmin can pull out a tough one here. Undercut. And it's going to end up a little funny for Norway. Not too bad, actually. It'll be okay to come 2 rails back. Oh, he's overcut it. That's a big mistake from Gangflot. Albin up quickly. This is a bit of an ominous start for Gangflot and Torvund, coming in as underdogs in this match. And it'll be back to Albin to break in rack number 3. Mixed doubles teams advancing to the winner's qualification at this point are Wesolowska and Snigotsky, Han Yu and Wu Kun Lin, who I'd consider one of the big favorites in the tournament. They've won a mixed doubles title on the PBS in the past. Muyan Zhang and Sholnaki, also former champions, against Kawahara and Oi. The Fillers, who have won 2 of these mixed doubles events and not coming in as one of the highest Fargo totals, but play very well together. I mean, Josh is the X factor there. Just makes Pia feel comfortable, and Just plays so well that whoever he's partnered with, they're always going to be a dangerous team. Easton and Shaw, an interesting pairing, playing them. Hiraguchi and Shevchuk, playing Shasha Liu and Xie. Highly competitive mixed doubles tournament we have this week. And starting to see some teams that have played it multiple times in the past and more comfortable with each other, so the level of play is only going to go up. Yasmin's going to try to stick the cue ball next to the 9 here. Off chance of making the 2 in the left middle. Perfectly played. Well, the Ouschans have put them in some tough kicking spots. They did have a chance to win the second game. Mistake from Gangflot on the 8th. Good contact. It's going to end up okay. Can get beside the 10 here, but not behind it. So we can look for something up table. Good wall there with the 4-8, 9-6. Got to be a little careful not to leave the 2 too close to the pocket on that play. He's considering other options. I think he has to settle on playing the cue ball up table here. Calling it, but I think I don't believe he's going to go all out offense here. Too tough to control the cue ball. Kind of cueing at it though, like he might have a go here. He did, and that was the risk. Fully blocked. Yasmin's going to have to jump kick if does jump at this. I believe she will. Kicks are tough. You call this ball in. Caught it a little thinly. He's going to play up nicely over the side. I like just minimizing the cue ball movement here, where Gangflot was pointing to. Little angle going to the right that they didn't want. This looks straight enough that he doesn't have to do anything too out of the ordinary here. Few options on this one, but I think just keeping it simple. Coming a little to the left of where the cue ball is now. It's a good play. Took the speed control out of it. Knew that she was on a good following angle. She didn't have to manipulate the cue ball at all. Gangflot is really one of the up-and-coming players on the world stage. I've seen him play a couple times in matches I've done. I really like the way he hits the ball. Did have a quarterfinal results in one of the WNT events in 2025. Hasn't been quite near the end of some of the Pro Billiards series he's played in, but definitely capable. Looks like she's going to cross this one over to the left side of the table. Oh, caught the point. This is no good. If the 10's frozen, he might have to go rail first and spin into it here. I mean, I don't really like playing safe. The bank looks like it's going a little long, but Gangflot will know it's there. Too long on the bank. Gonna test her for Albin now. Preference shot. I'd prefer the side here, so does he. Always favoring the closer pocket is always a strong play. He's got it. And a quick 3-0 lead for the Ouschans here. Torvund and Gangflot with a chance to win game 2 and game 3. Faltering a bit. Seeing where Emil's at in the men's open draw. He's been eliminated. So under the threat of complete elimination here. Torvund is also done in the women's event, so they're fighting for their tournament lives in this match. Ball down for the Ouschans. Bit of an odd spread here. Every ball on the bottom half of the table. Mostly in the middle. It's tough to find a place to push when there's so many blockers in the middle. Imagine how many tracks are blocked by really all those balls. They leave something where Torvund and Gangflot are able to get the cue ball down to the bottom short rail. It's not going to be good. I don't like pushing down there. I actually like playing them in a spot where they're forced to take the 1 and play tough position on the 2. Somewhere around there. I was kind of thinking more in the middle of the top short rail. But anywhere down table will be okay. This is too far off the rail. Got a little closer to the long rail. They can play across here for the 2 in the top right. And I believe they have to, considering the score line. No time to be laying off now. I just like the Albin getting the cue ball a little closer to the rail there, or maybe playing them into something straighter where they couldn't really get the cue ball moving. So third chance to get on the board for Torvund and Gangflot now. Didn't want to be over top of the 6 here. Gonna have to elevate a lot if they want to draw to the left long rail. Kind of have to. So if they go up table too much, the cue ball will be running into the 10 off the 4. Try a creative 2-way here. It's not going to be good. 3's going to end up too much over the pocket. And a jump chance for Yasmin here. She's on the wrong side of the table, and look, she has to bend backwards so heavily. She's going to consider a swerve, but she's actually has kind of the same problem there. Has to go to the right long rail here. Doesn't want to. Just too awkward being on this side of the table for a right-handed player. It's a good kick save. Wasn't trying to make that. Hit it exactly how she wanted. Torvund and Gangflot are in another bad spot here. Hittable off the short rail, but tough to get safe. I think Yasmin and Albin are finding ways to play better together. Not that they ever played bad, and it kind of just speaks to the overall strength of the mixed doubles field that they haven't won one of the events yet, but they're such great players, and they called that in. Still at the table here. Smiles all around. But they're such both great players that if they find a little chemistry, and again, not that their chemistry is bad, but just higher level kind of cooperation and chemistry that it takes to win the tournament. It's nothing short on skill there. Gangflot almost went off in the corner here. Looks like he's going to leave parts of the 4, the whole ball. Albin can get aggressive and try to draw the cue ball behind the 10. He doesn't even have to elevate for that play. Call it there. That would have been the intended pocket. Didn't drop. So third good chance for Torvund and Gangflot, and they absolutely need to take it. Never mind the score line, just as far as overall confidence going forward in the match. She's off on position again here. Gangflot might have to lay up behind the 9. See if they can come 3 rails behind the 5. Might have to go 2 here just because of where the 10 is. Good contact, left some distance. Torvund hasn't had a longer one like this in the match yet. She'll be feeling the pressure, considering the score line and threat of elimination. Who's got it? Shot. Struck confidently. Get their first game on the board, barring any catastrophes. We will do so. Balls down, and first break of the match coming from Gangflot and Torvund. They'll have the choice of who breaks first, so I believe it'll be Emil. Going to go from the side rail. Breaks well, does everything well. No real flaws in his game. I think it's just going to take a little more seasoning to see him right near the top of events. He's got the 1. No shot on the 2, unluckily. Hit it well there. Could have finished better. Emil's thinking about just leaving the right edge. They might get it back if they push there, but it's okay. They're looking to make something happen. Double kiss could be on here. He'll do his best to avoid it and try to bank the 2 into the bottom left. Tough to see if they have a pocket for the 2. If they do, they're going to be decent favorites to win the first set. Yasmin's looking like they don't. So looking to play a carom here off the 2 and make the 6. She'll be hitting with some left spin to spin the cue ball into the 6. Can't really focus too much on how the 2 is going to end up. It's Albin to shoot, actually. Shot. Unlucky with how the 2 ended up. She can stick the 2 where the 10 is. Just gonna have to find ways to get behind another ball. Possibly stunning the cue ball between the 3-7 and up towards the 4-8. Try, lost the 2 a little bit. Created good distance, had a chance to get behind the 9, just didn't quite line up. I don't think erring on the side of caution is the play for Torvund and Gangflot. Might be slightly lower percentage to try to go for this and get some offense going, but considering the score line, I really feel like they have to make something happen here. That's a good shot. 2 longer pocketing shots that Torvund has made. Lost the cue ball a little bit. See how Gangflot is feeling here. Looks like it's... I actually believe he can draw it to the left of the side pocket, and that would play the cue ball towards the 4, but looks like he's looking at something else. It's too much angle to draw out of it. So 4 into the 8 now. Trying to land the cue ball up with the 9. I actually like 4 into the 8. They're banking it away. Nothing wrong with it. Going to create distance. Just a little safer with the cue ball if they play the 4 into the, or the 4 ball if they played into the 8. But they did. Just got confused there because they called the side pocket. Up the middle now for Albin. Shot. And eventually, throughout the course of these racks, the Ouschans have found a way to put Torvund and Gangflot in bad spots. They kicked the ball in once out of a bad spot. You can only dig yourself out so many times. He's going to try to come below this one. Good contact. That was the problem, though. 4 was running into the 9. And a chance to win set number 1 for the Ouschans now. More cue ball movement from the 8 to the 9. A little closer to the rail than ideal here, but still totally fine for Albin. There it is, cue ball on the rail again, but easy pocketing here. Strong play overall from the Ouschans, aided by a couple small mistakes from Torvund and Gangflot, and they'll have to raise their level of play a little bit in the second set going forward if they want to do well in this match. But Ouschan's looking good. Both teams under 800 overall performance, but still relatively error-free. Player's going to take a break. I'm going to take a break as well, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes for set number 2. Players are back in the arenas, all set for set number 2. This is Eric Horowitz bringing you the action from the Predators Mixed Doubles Open in St. Johann in Ponghau, Austria. Ouschan took the first set 4-1. Torvund and Gangflot to open up in set number 2. Nothing down, right edge available for Albin. Gonna try to line the 1 ball up with the 3 here. Feels coverage on the 1. Gangflot gonna have to jump at the bottom side of this. Get the cue ball moving towards the top short rail. Ouschan broke well in the first set. 75% success rate. Two missed shots each. Safety efficiency a bit on the low side for both teams. 50% for the Ouschans, 58% for Torvund and Gangflot. Yasmin has a good look at the 1 here. See if she tries to play the cue ball all the way past the 7-10. That'll be the preferable speed on this one. This ball and lost the cue ball because of the thinness on the 1. Torvund will have to go behind the 7-10 with the cue ball here. She'd like to go behind the 5, but the 1 won't be banking away enough. This is not good. Haven't left anything offensive, but really wanted to leave them tougher here. Albin could play a creative save, cutting the 1 into the 6 and trying to line the cue ball up with the 8. Nicely played. Similar shot for Emil than he had last turn at the table. Cue ball will be running into the 4 this time, but main goal is to create some distance here. The other way. Had a chance to get the cue ball safer this way. And a little unlucky to leave it over the corner. Another long one for Yasmin. This one's actually a little tougher than the previous. Cue ball does have some angle going to the left off the 1. Play naturally back towards the 2. Nicely played. First long pocketing attempt for Ouschan. He's one of the straightest shooters in the world. No weakness on these type of shots. And the Ouschans are off to a good start again in set number 2. Four ball's pretty deep here, but he can draw to the right long rail. Wants to stay as straight as possible on the 5 if he can. Just has to be careful of not running into the 6 or behind it. Gonna leave a little more angle, but can come 3 rails around back towards the 6. Might be just a little straight for that play. But also a little too much angle to hold. Just powered out of it, 2 rails, good shot. Again, wanted to be a little straighter here. They will be able to hold onto the right side, but not going to be able to get the angle where the cue ball is not running into the 10 off the 7. Albin might look for something creative here. Couldn't really do anything though. The cue ball was playing over into the left middle. Coming across table. Just thinking about what parts of the 10 they can run into here and still develop something positive towards the 8. Looks like they have a plan. Not that one. Still going to be in control of the safe play. Running into the 10 was always going to be a tricky proposition there. Shot here, safe with the 8 all the way. Chance to get behind the 10, just slightly short. But they're in a bad spot here. Emil's talking about going side rail to side rail. She's got to hit it too thin to get the 8 over to the left long rail enough. I was thinking 1 rail behind the 9. Can play something 2 or 3 rails off the left side of the 8. Yeah, he is talking about going behind the 9 now. I think that's the only play. Speed's got to be perfect here. Thickness on the 8 has to be perfect. And it did go off the left side. Good distance. Tough to the point where Yasmin might back off. Talking about slightly undercutting the 8 to the top left and bringing the cue ball 2 rails behind the 9. I like that shot, just with more speed. Still contained it decently. And Gangflot's going to try to make something happen here with a bank. Good. 8's going to end up safe, though. Albin's subject to firing these long banks from time to time. I think he'll favor safe here. Saying it is in his repertoire to go outside the box offensive. Can try to get the cue ball behind the 9 on a safe play. played. Tried to cover the 8 and the cue ball. The 8 covered nicely. 2-rail kick now for Torvund, trying to hit the top side of it off the second rail. Outside chance of making the 8 in the bottom left. Contacted decently, a little high on the speed. And Yasmin's going to be favorites make the 8 here. More good signs for Austria and the Ouschans. Game number 1 of the second set. Likely down here. Rolling well at the moment. Rack that could have gone either way there. 5 in the first 6 games going to the Ouschans now. Yasmin is into the final 16 of the Women's Open. She'll be awaiting the winner of Ina Kaplan and Christine Tkach. Eve Albin is into the final 32 of the men's event. Gonna have a quick look here. It's actually into the final 16. Playing Felix Vogel, who defeated Jason Shaw in the losers qualification and won his first match in the final 32. Read off some of those matches from the last 16. The end of this rack. Big power from Albin, moving into the bed of the table, powering up even more than he did from the side rail. Nothing down though. Neil's going to go on offense here. Playing the cue ball around the 3 and 3 rails back to the 2. They really need this rack. Just kind of have to start building confidence and staying close in the score line. Let's undercut it. No, it's there. Closer the Ouschans get to the finish line, more pressure will be on Nina and Emil, but no reason they can't get out to a little lead themselves. Turn the tables a little bit. So want to be straight on the 3 ideally. Still draw straight back. Looking for a straight angle on the 5 where they can roll the cue ball through for the 6 in the bottom right. Angle going to the right, but that'll be okay to play all the way through to the rail and out. Thinks he has the perfect angle to come into the short side of the 6. played in the left middle. It'll be okay. Possible if the following angle is just going too far to the right here. Can't really play back out properly towards the 6. He has. He did some left spin. Played it well. Good stuff from Gangflot and Torvund. Looking to get on level terms here in the second set. Stretching heavily over the 10 to the point where she's going to use her extension. So she can just get up over the 10 a little more. Good angle to go up to the short rail and back. Straight up to hold. First 10-ball run from Torvund and Gangflot. This will boost their confidence a little. Torvund kind of looks like Josh Filler when she's down on the ball. Right eye dominant and tilting her head to the left a little. I believe they'll have the choice of first break here. So likely Gangflot opening it up. Last 16 in the men's event is Alexa Purcell, Max Lechner, Albin Ouschan versus Felix Vogel, Alex Kazakis versus Matus Negatsky, Georgi Georgiev against Josh Filler, Fedor Gorst against Oliver Sholnaki, Jonas Suto against Victor Zelinsky, Miyuki Oe, Wukun Lin, Eklund Kachi versus Daniel Massiol. Gorst and Filler are on different sides. Catch is still in the tournament. Really anybody's game. Ball down for Gangflot. See how aggressive they want to be. Pocket's playing a little bigger with the 6 being there. Can kick it directly in or off the 6. Biggest problem here is the cue ball be running away from the 2 a little too much. I still don't mind being offensive and trying to be the first one playing safe on the 2. Backed off on the offensive idea. Hit it well. It's risky with the cue ball there, how she played it. Had to be played pretty precisely, and she's done decently. Left the right edge, though. Cue ball will be running into the 8. Gonna be hard to get it behind the 8. Might push both balls in the same line. Doesn't want to have left the left edge here, and I believe he might have. Is the cue ball behind the 2, or they're going to be in a similar spot? I think it just got there. Floats up asking for a ref. Looking at ways to develop a kick save here. Hard to predict how the 1's going to contact the 8 and the 3. The main thing they want to look at is drawing the cue ball behind the 2. It's a good shot. Nothing easy on safe here. Gangflot saying to bank the 1 near the 6. Trying to involve the 3-5-9. Just to make sure she doesn't run the 1 into the 7 here. She's gonna. Alvin would look to play the cue ball behind the 7, but I believe it might be running into it. Able to get around it. To hit it with some speed to make the following angle a little wider. Smart shot there from Alvin. Speed was perfect. Jump or kick options now for Gangflot. So he's going to settle on the kick. Really trying to kick the 1 in here. Not the intended pocket. Option now for Yasmin. Play the 2 near the 10. Similar save to what Albin played, just a little more distance. Hittable from either long rail. I'm going to go off the left. The cue ball on the side. It's not there, but just as bad as ball in hand pretty much here on the 2. I believe the 3 is available to the bottom left. And if it is, the Ouschans will be favored to retake the lead here. Getting closer to the finish line. Gonna have to draw the cue ball to avoid the 5, playing it in the opposite bottom pocket. Nicely played. Tight to the rail. Albin doesn't have to be perfect on position here. Looks like Jasmine will have to draw the cue ball straight back. Don't worry on the pocketing. Beautifully played. Got nice and close to the 7. A little unlucky to land perfectly straight, so they'll be forced to leave an angle on the 8, but that'll play back towards the 9. Albin going to do his best to cheat the pocket to the long rail side. Get Yasmin as straight on the 8 as possible. Like I was saying earlier, this is about their 4th or 5th mixed doubles event. And I expected them to click sooner or later. If they are to get through this match, they'll have to win one more to make it back to the final 8 single elimination stage. Big power coming from Albin now. Buried it. Cue ball gonna have enough energy. Not the best, but to the point where Yasmin's gonna try this one. Got it. And a turnover for Torvund and Gangflot. And their first lead of the match. It's going to be Nina to break in rack number 4. But if they're able to put together some kind of break and run here, our offensive breaking game, it's going to bode well for them in the second set. Torvund and Gangflot floating around the 700 overall performance. Ouschan's just under 800. Break success has been about equal for both teams. 67% for Torvund and Gangflot, 60% for the Ouschans. It's a high percentage considering the hand racking rules. Torvund goes in a little bit. And she really would have liked that 1 to fall. Hit them well, good spread. Got a chance for the Ouschans to get back into it in set number 2 here. Torvund might look to play the cue ball between the 2-7 here. Easy to catch a little extra top on a shot like this. And smartly played it even thinner and went 2 rails. Five's going to be a very tough ball going forward in the rack. Absolute worst spot on the table for any ball to be, especially that close to the rail. Don't know if they'll be able to move it. Maybe off the 4. Shot from Albin. You have the angle to move the 5 now. Going to be moving into some pretty open space with a few pockets available. Got unlucky catching the top side of it. Tough to predict exactly where you're going to land on a ball trying to break into it like that. Could call it a slight error, as that would have been the negative side to hit it on, but still really unlucky there. Albin's a strong jumper. Don't count him out here. Good attempt, but they're going to leave it. And things are turning Gangflot and Torvund's way here. They've done well with the chances they've had in the second set. Did squander a few in the first set. Missed 10 ball on rack number 3 was big. Oh, he needs speed here. Can't make mistakes like that. I mean, you're stretching. The only reason he came up short. But if he did feel that, I don't feel there was much danger in playing the 6 into the bottom left. Still got a chance to lock them up here, but they're going to have to. Oceans both play safe very well. Want to get them in a kicking spot here. Gonna leave it. Bunch of shots here. She can play the cue ball behind the 9. She can bank the 6 into the 10. I like banking the 6 into the 10. She can cover it with the 8, and that's the safest play with the object ball. More risk in this one. And it's not going to show up because the 6 is tied up with the 8. They got away with one slightly there. Tough to play safe here. Maybe the cue ball behind the 10. The 6 will be playing dangerously towards the bottom left in that case. I thought about drawing straight back like this. Oh, the cue ball hit the 8. They're out of control here. And a chance for the Oceans. Biggest mistake in this rack for Torvund and Gangflot was the position from the 5 to the 6. Really just can't give up those type of chances against a strong team like the Oceans. And they have to take solace in the fact that they're only 2 away from the set win here in set number 4. They're really going to want to get the next game. Of course, the Oceans have to get through these last 4, but I would expect them to. It's going to be the last round of play today in Austria. Getting down to a couple losers qualification matches, then into the single elimination stages for the last 4 days. This Predator Pro Billiards Series has really been a breath of fresh air for professional pool around the world. About 10 events on the calendar this year. Predator also getting behind the Euro Tour, and European Championships over on the European side, raising the prize money in those events. See all the sponsors involved: Kamui, Lin, Little Monster, Box Billiards, Aramith, Ben Billiards, Billiard Beckham, Billiard Carino. Feature sponsors for this event. I believe it'll be Yasmin to break in rack number 5. From the right side of the left side of the table, pardon me. Albin's been over on the right side more predominantly. Look at the power she's able to generate here. Up onto one leg. Cue ball got close to the side. The 8's going to fall. Looks like the 9's going to block the pocket for the 1. Might just have enough room past it. It does. Albin's now looking to see if the 2 passes the 4, and I believe that does as well. Gonna have to play the cue ball back close towards the side here. Best of worlds, he could run into the 6. First missed ball from Albin. Definitely focusing on the cue ball there. Going left the right edge. They might have to rely on banking the 1 near the 2-4-5. Not directly near it, but using those balls as blockers for the 1. Doesn't have enough of the right. Just looking over at that angle. Yeah, he does have the right edge. Caught the double kiss. The 1 still might end up behind that stack. Not as intended. It's in a tight spot here. Yasmin can develop something off the short rail. Albin not really looking in that area. I believe it's the only play though. Yasmin just waiting for a call from Albin. I'm surprised at this call. I know that's why he was staying down at that end of the table. He was thinking about just tying something up, but they're on a guaranteed second foul here. Yeah, and it was tough to really freeze the 7 to the 3. I thought there was a chance to get safe too if they went off the short rail. But of course, who am I to second guess a 2-time world champion? In 2025. 2-time world 9-ball champion. I mean, they got it in a tough spot to hit. I usually like trying to play the object ball closer to another ball if they're going for 3 fouls. Did get him real good here, though. I like tying up the 2 now. He tried to more freeze it on the rail rather than tying it to the 6. Could have been a danger of getting on the 2 and freezing the cue ball behind the 6 for the 3rd foul. They are on 2 here. Two intentional fouls in a row. If they can get the cue ball below the 4, they can play safe behind the 5 and possibly take away some of the more obvious rails. Speed had to be good on this one. He would like to run it with some right spin, but he's over top of the 4-5, so that's going to be a tough play now. If he even has enough of it. It's tight on the cut angle. Didn't have enough, but he's edged the 3 nicely to the point where they don't have the short rail, and the 10s blocking the 2 rail escape off the short rail. A chance at a 3 foul here, a real one. I think Yasmin's even going to have to draw this and bend it back towards the 3 going 1 rail. Oh, try to come behind it. It's a good play, but that's going to be 3 fouls. And they're going to get on the hill here. Not very often you see 3 fouls in professional level play. But they had them so bad on the first two that they fouled intentionally. I don't know. Maybe I was seeing the angle wrong off that first foul attempt. But I thought they could have hit the one. I thought they were big favorites to hit the one. And a chance to get safe off of it, even after hitting it. So laying off on that one did lead into the 3 foul results overall. Torvund and Gangflot on the hill first here in the second set. One ball down, 3 ball down. Nothing on the 2, but the first chance is safe. Let's see if they get aggressive here and try to play the cue ball behind the 4. A little bit of risk of leaving the 2 over the top right off that shot. But if they feel like they can play it behind the 5 or kind of get it near the 5, I don't mind it. Probably just some simpler options. Just thinking of ways to really lock them up. If they do go off the left side, be tough to get right behind the 5. Just left it. Six ball doesn't pass into the bottom right. He can go into it now. Big risk of getting behind the 6 or the 7 off that play. Might be worth the risk though, especially if he hits it at speed. Likely won't hold for the 4 in the bottom right, but kind of solve a problem going forward. And have a chance to get on the 4 in a unconventional way. He's going to draw out of it. Nicely played. We'll see what they choose to do with the 6 here. If they get the angle that Albin was pointing to, they can come 2 rails back to it. Not really sure what they're going to do from underneath it. I mean, I've written off the possibility that it goes, but if they're playing underneath it, there might be a chance because he can't really break into it right now. Maybe around the 8. Oh, he's still taking a look like it does. Bit of an illusion here, but it does go, apparently. Perfect speed from Albin. And if Yasmin has to target certain parts of the pocket here, she's on a perfect angle to do so. Strong play from the Ouschans. A good spot now. Going to force the hill game in the second set. Give himself a chance to take down the match in straight sets. Straight in 10, and we will be going to the hill here. Bringing some other scores from the losers round 2 matches. Chen and Massiol have advanced 2 sets to 0 over Chiang and Lechner. Xiaofang Fu and Dennis Grabe, defeating Iannini and Suto. Baumgartner and Gutenberger up 1 set to 0 over Song and Zielinski. Ropero and Sanchez Ruiz tied at 1 set each against Fischer and Kazakis. It's an interesting matchup, strong matchup. Can view that over on table 1. Kaplan and Newhausen, 1 set each with Seo and Capito. It's a strong team on the loser side at the moment. Wang and Alcady have defeated Gradiznik and Bartol, 2 sets to 0. Tkach and Kachi defeated Sirach and Corral. Another strong team on the loser side. I mean, there's really 16 teams that are subject to win this mixed doubles tournament. And you can see with teams like Tkach and Kachi, the Oceans, Seo and Capito already on the loser side. Just speaks to the strength of the field that's undefeated so far. Albin with the cut break, the 3 balls down. Chance at the 1 here. If the 7 doesn't get in the way, it hasn't. 2's lying badly with the 9, but they actually might have a chance to get into it here. Into it, and a chance for a break and run finish now to close out the match. 2 balls running into the cue balls running into the 6. If it's running into the left side of it, that'll play okay. Does have options to stun or draw away from the 6 if he feels like it's going to run behind it. Such a big thing to know as an amateur player when you are running into other balls, what parts of that ball are you running into? Because just because you're running into a ball doesn't mean you're necessarily in a bad spot if you are running into the proper parts of it. But at the same time, if you're not running into the proper part of it, you might have to avoid it. One last pressure pot here for Albin. Doubt he'll be feeling any actual pressure. Just trying to get locked in on the difficulty here. He's got it. And the Oceans looking to come back from Gangflot and Torvund being on the hill first. Really wide open for the last 4 balls here. And a timely break and run to close the match out. They'll be advancing to losers round 3. Strong slate of players, teams in that losers round 3 already. You can go to ProBilliardsSeries.com to check out all the brackets and what's on the slate for tomorrow. And a good match here from the Ouschans. Good fight from Torvund and Gangflot, particularly in the second set. They'll be back for more. Albin and Yasmin still in both tournaments. Pat on the back from sister to brother there. This has been Erik Horlofsson. That's it for today. We'll be back at 9 a.m. local time tomorrow. Be sure to join us. 4 more days to come from Austria. Talk to you guys soon.